There's no way you can kill someone and get to the other side of the experience unchanged. The most common sort of lie is that by which a man deceives himself. The deception of others is a relatively rare offense. Just one small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day. Those who do not think about the future cannot have one. The most total opposite of pleasure is not pain but boredom, for we are willing to risk pain to make a boring life interesting. A rock pile ceases to be a rock pile the moment a single man contemplates it, bearing within him the image of a cathedral. There's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo, and it's worth fighting for. Man is the only creature who refuses to be what he is. Hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. Just remember, the difference between being good versus being great is just a few points, inches, or seconds. Be happy in the moment, that's enough. Each moment is all we need, not more. What we do is more important than what we say or what we say we believe. The calling of an author is more than just to entertain, but also to share one's experiences with the world. It's more than a bath, it's a transformative experience. You're searching for buoyancy in the soul and spring in your step. The highest activity a human being can attain is learning for understanding, because to understand is to be free. One of the most scariest things in life is when you come to the realization that the only thing that can save you is yourself. Never get bitter. Life is a medley of good and bad ingredients. Keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground. Don't get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life. A man, though wise, should never be ashamed of learning more and must unbend his mind. Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. For some unknown reason, success usually occurs in private, while failure occurs in full view. The opinion which other people have of you is their problem, not yours. Whoever cannot seek the unforeseen sees nothing, for the known way is an impasse. Do the hard jobs first. The easy jobs will take care of themselves. Love and friendship. They are what make us who we are, and what can change us if we let them. When you walk in distinction, even the photocopying machine can't replicate your unique quality. No greater gift there is than a generous heart. Amateurs sit and wait for inspiration. The rest of us just get up and go to work. The man who writes about himself and his own time is the only man who writes about all people and all time. Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody's watching, doing as you say you would do. There is only one day left, always starting over. It is given to us at dawn and taken away from us at dusk. If there is no struggle, there is no progress. Everyone's time is limited. What matters most is to focus on what matters most. It's faith in something and enthusiasm for something that makes a life worth living. The wealth required by nature is limited and is easy to procure, but the wealth required by vain ideals extends to infinity. Cut not the wings of your dreams, for they are the heartbeat and the freedom of your soul. Life is all about becoming a better version of yourself. I am philosophical Christ, crucified on the cross of ignorance for the sake of divine vanity. If that's the case, I understand why emotions are hard for you. You've numbed yourself to make room for the grief you carry. But this wealth of information produced little or no insight. If we try to measure now, we find it's always gone, has become part of the past. Your conscience is the measure of the honesty of your selfishness. Listen to it carefully. Some people look for a beautiful place. Others make a place beautiful. One of the penalties of refusing to participate in politics is that you end up being governed by your inferiors. If you're horrible to me, I'm going to write a song about it, and you won't like it. That's how I operate. Grace isn't a little prayer you chant before receiving a meal. It's a way to live. Alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much. If you're affected by peer pressure, you're literally not being yourself. Whether we fall by ambition, blood, or lust like diamonds, we are cut with our own dust. 90% of everything you believe you can achieve in life, you will. You should never be surprised when someone treats you with respect. You should expect it. I know there is no straight road in this world, only a giant labyrinth of intersecting crossroads. In good company, one must never want to be entirely and solely right, which is what all pure logic wants. People are, generally speaking, either dead certain or totally indifferent. You are a wonderful creation. You know more than you think you know, just as you know less than you want to know. A person can go along quite a while if they get a good day every once and again. The evolution revolution is here. Global sense makes common sense. To believe in nothing is as ridiculous as to believe in everything. Reason and factual evidence may convert a belief into knowledge. When you are measuring life, you are not living it. It's partly true, too, but it isn't all true. People always think something's all true. The search for truth takes you where the evidence leads you, even if, at first, you don't want to go there. The world's greatest achievers have been those who have always stayed focused on their goals and have been consistent in their efforts. Keep your best wishes close to your heart and watch what happens. It is almost impossible to carry the torch of truth through a crowd without singeing somebody's beard. Life doesn't require ideals. It requires standards of action. Crying can bring relief, as long as you don't cry alone. Depression isn't a war you win. It's a battle you fight every day. You never stop, never get to rest. It's one bloody fray after another. Success goes to the ones who do. Get up, show up, throw up if you have to. Do it afraid, but do it no matter. Be willing to leave the ground behind if you want to fly. The results of knowledge without application results in nothing at all. Do what you know better to do. Anyone who lives within their means suffers from a lack of imagination. Each of us is full of shit in our own special way. We are all shitty little snowflakes dancing in the universe. Truth is as straight as an arrow, while a lie swivels like a snake. Most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in 10 years. A sense of the divine presence and indwelling bears the soul towards heaven as upon the wings of eagles. Don't degrade people because of their current situation in life. The tide might change, and you may find yourself in the same position. Although my memory's fading, I remembered two things very clearly. I am a great sinner and Christ is a great Savior. Maturity is when you stop complaining and making excuses and start making changes. Don't reject something just because it seems strange. It's comfort that will kill you in the end. As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters. I wish you all very good lives. Savor everything. Cling to nothing. Live now, because living then won't be any better. What helps you persevere is your resilience and commitment. Man is a clever animal who behaves like an imbecile. Don't be too timid and squeamish about your actions. All life is an experiment. The more experiments you make, the better. Intelligence alone is not nearly enough when it comes to acting wisely. I'll be happy if running and I can grow old together. Truth is not something outside to be discovered, it is something inside to be realized. Optimists move through life with a happy exterior. What happens on the inside shows up on the outside. Sometimes the questions are complicated and the answers are simple. How much I missed, simply because I was afraid of missing it. Someone said to me once that a cigarette at the right moment is better than all the ideals in the world. We could never learn to be brave and patient if there were only joy in the world. Memory can make a thing seem to have been much more than it was. Rejections come the moment we decide to turn our one day into day one, and that is totally okay. Certain thoughts are prayers. There are moments when, whatever be the attitude of the body, the soul is on its knees. All cynics are disappointed idealists. The more stars in the eyes, the harder the fall. You were given life. It is your duty to find something beautiful within life, no matter how slight. Words don't have the power to hurt you, unless that person meant more to you than you are willing to confess. Anyone who does anything creative is always going to want to change,